AYANeo is going to be releasing another device called the AYANeo NEXT Lite, and this is going to be a $299 offering, which is pretty much going to be using the closest thing to SteamOS 3 that we have out there, being HoloISO. But that raises the question, are we officially going to see SteamOS 3 on other platforms, or is HoloISO the closest that we're going to get to it? Let's go ahead and talk about that, the new AYANeo NEXT Lite, and so much more in the latest episode of DeckedUP, a gaming and tech podcast. Oh, what's up, everybody? It's Mekel Kasanova, host of DeckedUP, a gaming and tech podcast. We're back with another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of various things. We're going to be talking about the AYANeo NEXT Lite, which is going to have, I guess, a subscription service with it. It's like $299 and something like that. It's the most value option that they've given amongst a million devices they have. I know I'm always very critical of AYANeo just because I don't understand what your ROI or return on investment is when you're dropping so many physical products, but I guess it must be profitable somewhere, right? So aside from that, we're going to be talking about HoloISO and how close that is to SteamOS 3. And the biggest question above all of that is, are we eventually going to see SteamOS 3 on other platforms officially supported by Valve? And if they should or shouldn't do that. And before we dive into any of that, I want to let you guys know about something very special from AverMedia. It's quite a big opportunity for those of you who are watching who might be interested in something like this. It's a paid gig. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to let you know about a fantastic paid opportunity from AverMedia that includes a 3-month program. For those that are interested, the program spans 3 months. If you're interested in this opportunity, you can apply using the link down in the description below. And remember to mention this guy right here, Mekel Kasanova, as your referral in the application so they know I sent you and to increase your chances of being accepted. Please help spread the word if you're looking at this on social media by resharing it, tagging your friends, and letting other content creators you know who might be interested so they can apply. And don't forget to like this post. Aloha and a hui ho, and best of luck to each and every one of you out there that are going to apply. Oh, we're back. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this new device from AYANeo, the AYANeo NEXT Lite. Let's go ahead and hop on over here. So it says right here, this is the article from their own press center. It says from $299, the cost-effective choice AYANeo NEXT Lite or NEXT Lite subscriptions open. On January 11th, the all-new, highly cost-effective option, AYANeo NEXT Lite, subscriptions open at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 11 or January 11, 2024, starting at $299. All right, so this is it right here. It says AYANeo NEXT Lite is a value for money product that inherits the high-end design and texture of the flagship AYANeo NEXT, further lowering the entry barrier of x86 handheld gaming devices. This ensures a widespread adoption of leading features of high-end flagships, providing an upgraded gaming experience. Oh, sorry, I had to burp there. That's what happens when you have coffee early. Yeah, excuse me. For more players to enjoy immersive and smooth gaming experiences. All right, so this is gonna have a everything we're seeing here. So 7-inch 800p IPS true color screen. Also gonna have in between AMD Ryzen 5 4500U and AMD Ryzen 7 4800U. X-axis linear motor plus 6-axis gyroscope. And then going out further, Explorer. I was about to say, can I click on these and check it out? Nah. All right, so it's got next ergonomic grip, Hall sensing big joysticks. So, Hall effect triggers and sticks. That's pretty good. Custom dual copper pipe cooling system. It seems like it only has one. 47-watt high capacity battery, pastel blue with bright. There's also bright white and jet black. Pre-install HoloISO pure gaming handheld. Okay. I remember when this was initially getting reported, people were out here saying that this is going to have SteamOS, and then I've seen a lot of people kind of have to retract on that. And here's the one thing I want to say: when you're covering news, you want to try and be as accurate as possible. So, like, if you're not 100% certain on something, I always say allegedly because that allows you to get out scot free without people being able to say, "No, but you said this," because there's always people like that. Anyways, going on further into this, pre-install Holo ISO. AYANeo NEXT Lite featuring the HoloISO system, optimized and compatible by the official AYANeo team. Streamlined and efficient Holo ISO offers players convenient game management, smooth and stable game performance, lower overall power consumption, and native compatibility with controllers and touchscreen options or operations, aligning with the habits of handheld gaming. I mean, it looks pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna even lie. I like the look of this. Some people are going to be like, well, but the bezels. I don't care about the bezels. For users with other needs, they have the option to install the Windows operating system. Installation tutorials and required driver files will be available on the AYANeo official website. So, explore design language. So, the AYANeo NEXT Lite continues the unique explore design language. Okay, I thought that was a weird run-on sentence, but it is what it is. Featuring a minimalist body with elegant curved transitions and advanced UV spray technology. The graceful experience and top-notch texture provide players with a visual and tactile experience beyond products in the same category. AYANeo is the first to introduce vibrant colors to Windows handheld gaming, offering 3 stylish colors: jet black, pastel blue, and bright white. With contrasting design accents, the aesthetic appeal remains at the forefront of Windows handheld gaming PCs. Gaming. All right, they look pretty nice. I'm not going to even knock it. Comfortable neck grip. So AYANeo has been pioneering and prioritizing grip experience for Windows handheld gaming, introducing the innovative neck grip experience with the previous AYANeo NEXT. AYANeo NEXT Lite continues the excellent ergonomic design, meticulously crafting the handle curves to naturally fit the palm's contours, ensuring a comfortable grip even for larger devices. All right, so you got dual USB-C ports, volume, fingerprint sensor, plus power button. Okay, I like the design of it. Only thing I'm kind of concerned about is it only has one fan, but it looks like it's a pretty big fan, and with the copper and everything like that, it's probably going to be um, a lot better. So I can't really knock it too much. Um, and you got pretty good ventilation up here, it seems. So can't really knock it a whole lot. All right, so 7-inch 800p high brightness screen. So AYANeo NEXT Lite features 7-inch 800p high brightness wide color gamut IPS screen. Mouthful. The industry leading color and brightness performance coupled with the 800p resolution matching common gaming resolutions delivers a finer, more immersive display while maintaining smooth and efficient AAA gaming experiences. Dual value processor options. So the AYANeo NEXT Lite is equipped with a high performance AMD Ryzen 5 4500U and an AMD Ryzen 7 4800U processors. Okay. It comes with a custom dual copper pipe and large size PC grade turbofan cooling system, significantly enhancing overall heat dissipation, ensuring stability and smooth operation during gameplay or gaming and daily use. That's one of the things that I will say I've heard about AYANeo devices is that they do tend to get really, really hot and stay hot for a while. So I've definitely heard that. So with this having dual value, the dual processors, that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm curious about this. I'm not going to even lie. I am curious about it, but this is still going to go into the whole thing. Criticism I have about AYANeo is that by the time you get this, they're already going to have the successor and probably something even better. But at the price, I can't knock it. So, high precision Hall sensing big joystick plus Hall triggers. So, as a cost effective choice, AYANeo NEXT Lite is equipped with the high end Hall sensing big joystick, a first of its kind application in its category. The innovative electromagnetic sensing structure provides a joystick control experience with no drift, no dead zones, high precision, and a long battery lifespan. The buttons look comfortable. I like the design of this. That white and orange, yeah, that speaks to me. It really does. Similarly, the Hall triggers based on electromagnetic system technology continue to offer players a throttle level micrometer long stroke experience. In addition, AYANeo's exclusive master versatile controller delivers a professional gaming controller experience to players. Okay. Master controller comparable to professional controller. Soft and hard adjustments create an innovative controller experience for Windows handheld devices. Okay. I can't really knock it. All right. Outside the overall performance, in terms of other experiences, AYANeo NEXT Lite's equipped with 47 watt hour large battery, supporting up to 60 watt power delivery, fast charging, and thanks to the 800p screen and the more efficient HoloISO, gaming endurance will be further improved. Okay, because for those who aren't in the full know, HoloISO is not anywhere near as resource heavy as Windows. It's heavier than SteamOS, but lighter than Windows, if that makes sense. So, depending on what you're trying to play, you're going to get definitely better battery life. The only thing I'm wondering about is compatibility. You're going to run into issues with anti-cheat. I haven't really dived too deep into whether HoloISO has that issue. The way SteamOS does with a lot of anti-cheat software, but from what I understand, it should be fine. So let's keep on going. In terms of interface configuration, AYANeo NEXT Lite features 3 USB 3.2 Gen 2 3. Oh, snap. So you got 2 on the top, one of that's snap. Ooh, that's crazy. I like that. So that means you could easily dock this. Or oh man, I like that. Okay. Supporting a maximum transfer rate of 10 gigabits per second, with 2 of them being full feature interfaces that additionally support power delivery, fast charging, and DisplayPort 1.4 video output. Okay, versatile interfaces all in one handheld PC. I like that. Okay. So it's got M.2 2280 PCIe 3.0 interface, so it's not 4.0. Okay, not bad. Factory equipped with NVMe SSD, supporting up to 4 terabyte expansion. All right, full feature. We read that already. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for immersive gaming audio. All right, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi 6, good, and Bluetooth 5.2. So it's got the Intel X200 network card, providing high-speed, stable connectivity. So fast downloads, stable online connections. Okay, this is pretty feature-rich. AYANeo NEXT Lite has built-in M.2, read that already. Supported a maximum of 8 terabyte SSD. Okay, so this one says support up to 4 terabyte expansion, but then you go here, it says a maximum of 8 terabytes. So that means that it's probably going to be down the road an 8 terabyte M.2 2280 PCIe, potentially, or you can just use a right angle adapter if it's got the space for it. Okay, that's good to know. Also supports Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 wireless connectivity, ensuring a stable and enjoyable experience for online gaming and external controller play. Okay. I mean, this looks hella pocketable. I'm not going to even lie. I'm very intrigued by this. It says, we appreciate the continued support from our players, and we will continue to create top-notch products for everyone to fully enjoy the balanced fun of the gaming world. Feel free to visit AYANeo official website for more information. All right, so let's scroll a little bit up here. All right. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. All right. I'm very intrigued by this device. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is something that is actually catching my eye because I like the slim portability factor of it, and the fact that it is like I've said it before. I don't have an issue with Windows at all. I know a lot of people don't like Windows as a platform for gaming on handheld. They say, oh, it's not optimized, all this other stuff. People say what they say. I really don't care what anyone else has to say about it. I will say this though, that I am definitely in a position where something of this size, and for the type of games I don't think I'd play anything crazy on it. Like you're not gonna catch me playing I always say Cyberpunk 2077 because that's the one. You're not gonna catch me playing that on that. Maybe Lies of P, I might play that because that's a game I do rock with heavily. Anything else though, I don't really see myself really playing any of that. You know, mostly I'm probably gonna be playing, you know, last generation titles and before that, something like 10, 15 years ago, emulation probably. That would be my main thing. This actually might even replace my Razer Edge gaming tablet if I were to get this, and depending on the battery life. So I'm wondering, with that 45 watt hour battery and it using HoloISO, I'm assuming this is probably going to get you, depending on what you're playing, anywhere from like 2 hours, if not more. If it's not too demanding of a game, I'd probably say something like Max Payne 3 probably get like 4 or 5 hours roughly, depending on the settings and such. But this is, yeah, this is what I would use it for. I would use it for emulation and older games, and just something that if I were to travel, I would take this with me at that price point too, at $299, right? You really can't, you know, you can't really beat that price point. That's cheaper than a Steam Deck. And this goes back to something I said before. I did mention before that we're going to start seeing companies come out with devices that are going to be comparable to like netbooks. And like I said, I don't know how old a lot of the people that watch this podcast or listen to this podcast are. But you remember netbooks were the alternative to, you know, just they're super cheap. You just need to get something done, and you know, some documents and web surfing. They weren't very fast and weren't the best out there. And I said we're going to eventually start seeing that in the handheld gaming PC market. And this is essentially what we're seeing now. Is this has now become the thing. You know, we're seeing that happen with, you know, these Windows handheld devices. Because you can do a full install of Windows on this, or you can just use HoloISO, which I would typically just use HoloISO on this. At that price point, and I know I said before, I don't think anyone was going to completely undercut Valve with the Steam Deck, but this is undercutting that by a large margin. Only thing is, it's still not going to be anywhere near as fully optimized as the deck. You know, just because you look at something like the Steam Deck, the hardware and the software are optimized to work in tandem together. You know what I mean? So you've got, they're making the hardware, they're making the software, they're making sure that everything can flow and sync perfectly, even with all the workarounds of protons and stuff like that. That's when you've got complete control. I like to call that the Apple experience. Like that's the Apple effect. You have that with a Steam Deck. You don't have that really with any other platform out there, any other device. And that's because, you know, every other device is out here trying to do something that can work around the limitations of making Windows portable, right? That's why you've got these skin overlays, all this other stuff, the various launchers and such like that. But yeah, the closest you're gonna get to SteamOS 3 is gonna be HoloISO, and I'm definitely, you know, looking at the colors. Like, okay, they got the lime green, they got the orange, they got the black. I typically try to go all black for my devices, but this is a case where I would actually go with the black, the white and orange, because that just stands out to me. It having the capability of basically having Hall effect sticks, Hall effect joystick, big joystick, and Hall sensing triggers. That's pretty revolutionary. So you don't ever have to worry about it having issues of something like, you know, every other device that's out there. And particularly, I'm gonna throw it at the Nintendo Switch Lite because that can easily get stick drift. So you're not gonna run into issues like that. I'm pretty sure Switch emulation on this will be pretty good too. It's just, yeah, I can't really find anything I dislike about this. Having two USB-C ports on the top and then one at the bottom, and they're all being Gen 3.2. Pre-game changing, man. The biggest thing I'm worried about is the heat, because one thing I've always heard about AYANeo devices is that the heat is never the greatest part. So okay, let's talk about this, the dual value processing options. So it having both. I'm curious as to how, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe it doesn't have both of them built into it. Maybe it's going to be one, you get this one, you get that one. Or maybe you literally do get dual. I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading that incorrectly. But if you do, I'm curious as to how that's going to work in tandem. I have a lot of questions about that. And the biggest thing I'm kind of curious about is I would literally have this to play fighting games on too. That's probably the most modern game outside of like Lives of P and such. Maybe Ghost Run 2 would be fighting games. So I'm curious about this D-pad. I want to know how good that D-pad is. A 47 watt hour battery life. I said 45 watt earlier, but 47 watt. That's pretty good. I'm curious. Okay, so this is gonna bring me back to talking about SteamOS on other platforms. Okay, so we already know right now officially only the Steam Deck has the official release of SteamOS as a device that ships with it, right? Windows is kind of like the benchmark standard across the board for all these other companies coming out. HoloISO is a great alternative to SteamOS 3. The question is, will Valve put SteamOS, like distribute that to other competitors that are coming out with devices that are at this price point and such? I'm going to say no. Here's why. This is why I'm going to say no. The reason I'm going to say no is because when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the fact Valve doesn't make money. They actually lose money on the Steam Deck, the hardware. They make up for it by you buying games, by so many Steam sales constantly. They make up for it by software sales. It's similar to Microsoft. And if you understand this, good. If you don't, I'll explain it to you. Microsoft doesn't really make money on hardware. They make money on software, which is why you see Office on everything, OneDrive on everything. Like there was a time when there wasn't parity between, Office on Mac and Office on PC. Now it's complete parity across the spectrum. Even if you were to use something like Chrome OS and you've used Word Online or something like that, or if you download the Android version, there's parity across the board because they're making money with you being on the subscription service. Same with Adobe, right? The money is made off of the software sales. So in the case of the Steam Deck, Valve is making all this money off of software sales, not hardware. But because the software sales are so high, they can get away with making hardware at a cost, at a loss, not a cost, but at a loss. And so if they were to allow and support officially on other platforms SteamOS, and then look, you don't have to agree with me. This is just me looking at it from a business and a market perspective. But if they were to put this on other platforms and they're going to be this price, they're already going to be undercutting themselves. So it's going to be a thing of why buy a Steam Deck, but you can buy something like the AYANeo NEXT Lite, especially if it's already going to have SteamOS. That's going to disincentivize Valve to do that. Even if it doesn't have the same performance as Steam Deck, you're still looking at the fact that this is going to come in and start eating at the Steam Deck's lunch, right? So, and knowing that, I don't think Valve is going to do it. Now they could, they probably could. Maybe they can work something out where they're like, what we just want, maybe if they were to charge manufacturers of these products a licensing fee, I could see it. But like just throwing it out there, I don't know. I mean, the one thing they would have advantage over if they were to throw it out there is the fact that um Steam Deck is now a household name. Like it's niche, but it's not. Because when people think of handheld gaming PCs, they think of Steam Deck. They don't think of all the other things that are out there. So you have to keep that in perspective too. I just think potentially if they were to do it, it would have to be um, licensing fees plus a distribution fee. If they were to do it, uh, that's just the way I could see it. They've got to make a profit somehow, otherwise it defeats the purpose of the Steam Deck, which we know is not going to go anywhere. They're sticking with it. I mean, we've always seen the revised OLED model, so that just lets you know that they're going all in with it. Yeah, I don't see them putting CMOS on anything. Personally, I don't see it. Which, you know, one of the things I think they should probably do down the road is I think they should make I think they should make a product that like a desktop. Remember the Steam machines that Alienware is making? I think they should bring that back. Call it Steam Deck. I don't know. Steam Deck Tower or something like that. Like keep it within the same naming family, but this is one. Maybe make it a little bit more souped up, a little bit more capable than what we currently have. And I think that could be something they could make a lot of money off of. I think people would actually buy that, especially if it's slightly cheaper than the handheld Steam Deck, but has better performance overall. I could see them doing that personally. But that's my thoughts. As far as this device here, I'm very curious about it. Like, I don't have a working relationship with AYANeo. Maybe they'll change in the future. I definitely love to cover this device. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. What do you guys think of the? Let's switch to the other cam. What do you guys think of the AYANeo NEXT Lite? What do you think of that price point at $299? What do you think of HoloISO? And what do you think of the overall value? Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you have any pushback on it? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And if you are watching this in video format, do all the stuff the YouTube likes, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to it on any of the major podcasting platforms that we're on, particularly if you're listening to it on our sponsor, Spotify's podcasting outlet, then make sure you leave a rating, share it around, and all that good stuff. All that being said, this is Mekel Kasanova signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, Decked Up. And yeah, I catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha. See you on the next one. Peace out.